welcome race fans here to some Arca Madness racing here tonight with eNascar Outlaw League, as we are proud to bring them here to Talladega Superspeedway, one of the biggest tracks out there in the NASCAR circuit, one of the highest speed tracks out there that we're going to see here on the circuit. So thank you everybody for out there for tuning in tonight, as we are running a little bit behind, but I am going to be happy to have Brandon Cawley's going to be joining me up in the booth here tonight. Everybody knows good old Brandon Cawley, and I'm also going to be able to have Wesley Outland's going to be joining us here tonight, somebody new here at Freeky Fast Broadcasting. So welcome, gentlemen.
And a good evening to everybody wherever you are in the virtual iRacing world. We are live at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway as we get ready for Monday night's edition of the eNascar Outlaw League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As Robert said, I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside is Brandon Cawley. Brandon, this is Talladega, 2.66 miles, the high banks in Anniston, Alabama, about to be greeted with this esports coverage, and this should be an exciting race. What outcome do you think we'll see? Records or checkers? Caution flags, long green flag runs? Should be exciting, whatever Talladega provides this evening.
Yeah, Wesley, and from anybody that's watched past races, the finishes are always exciting, so I expect to see a green light checkered here, and some close pack racing. Hopefully not that many cautions. These things are a lot of fun in a pack, but they can be a handful, so we'll see how these guys can deal with that, and see who comes out on top. It'll be a fun race for sure.
And again, this is the eNascar Outlaw Cup Series, ready to go on this Monday evening on, of course, Freaky Fast Broadcasting, as this is, of course, the next race here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Everybody getting set up and ready to go for this event, and currently we have lap 4 on the racetrack, and this is qualifying, I believe. Qualifying is underway to see which drivers put down the best lap for speed, and from there on, we will decide the lineup for the race.
It's looking like they've got pack qualifying going on here. A bit different than what they normally run, but it's like we've got Donald Scallo.
There you go. So it's open qualifying. That's just in told to our producers. It's open qualifying, 5 minutes on the clock. And again, as you said, Brandon, put down your best lap of speed here in that 5-minute session, and then that will determine where you go for the lineup for tonight's race here at Talladega.
Well, yeah, Wesley, the pack racing, or pack qualifying rather, it changes up how you approach qualifying a good bit. Because normally you want to just be smooth on the corners, not bobble too much, but you want to try to find a pack and stick to the back of it, and that's how you're going to get the goal for pack qualifying here.
Since the previous race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway last Monday evening, Brandon Browning is currently the points leader of the series. Watch these drivers as they make their way around the speedway. Donald Scallo, you see him currently at the top of the board, 50.484 seconds, 45 thousandths off is Christopher Lawrence. Brandon Browning, the points leader. The driver bought the number in that machine, ready to go. Currently third in the standings. We'll see how he goes. Kenny Zeems, Christopher Athar, just some of the names that I see from other esports broadcasts that I go, that I get to do, that I know very well. Good to see them out here racing currently on the track. It's again currently it is Robert Warren's now going to the top of the board, 50.398 seconds, since we are live at Talladega virtually for iRacing and qualifying for the next round of the eNascar Outlaw League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Robert Warren's now top of the board. Donald Scallo second. I'm sorry. Lawrence third. Browning fourth. Kenny Zeems in the top 5. Oh, sorry about that.
Yes, we are working on that, everybody. Steve Ford, Bobby, we do know, and Wesley does know. It's he'll work on it. It's not his system, it's the internet every once in a while, gentlemen. So, but all right, well, we're getting ready to head into to the race here. 80 laps here tonight. So hopefully everybody enjoys the show here, and we'll keep working on it and getting it better.
If you can hear me any better now, but Robert Warrens will be the man on the pole in that number 39 machine. Here's your starting lineup as the drivers get ready to go for this race here at the Talladega Super Speedway for the next round of the eNascar Sports League here this evening. The eNascar Outlaw League on the pole. Qualifying results from Canada: 50.398 seconds for Robert Warrens. Donald Scalia will be on the outside in car number 18. That will make up row number 1, Brandon Conley.
It's listening to the race control here, it sounds like they're going to have 3 sets of tires. I don't think that's going to come into play very much, being Talladega, but you never know.
Christopher Lawrence will start third in car number 9, followed by the car number 48 of Brandon Browning, the points leader for the Outlaw NASCAR League. Moving on to row number 3, Kenny Zanes from New York, alongside again Christopher Apgar in the 14 and the 10. Row number 4 will find Robert Rebel in the 38 car, followed by Matthew Balik in car number 8. Row number 5 for the top 10, Gary Rogers in the 43, Robert Woodard in car number 26. Row 6 on back will be Darrell Arnold in the 30 car, followed by Tyler Phillips in the number 3. Row 7 will find the driver of Kyle Spees in the 36, Jeff Vickery in car number 17, Shane Lottie in the 5, Preston Michael in the 4, that's row 8. Row 9, Chris Malcolm and Stephen Ford in the 41 and the number 12. Those are your top 18 fast qualifiers. Looking at the rest of the rundown of 28 starters, including in row number 10, Russell Peets in 28, Joaquin Meza in 42. Moving on to row number 11, Robert Babcock in the 34, Dennis Horns in car number 49 as the field begins to roll behind the toe of the pace car. A couple of preliminary laps, and then we will take green flag. Devin Alward will be in the 44, Christopher Pendle in starting 24th in the 16. Row 13, Drew Halloran in the 50, followed by Paul Henley in the 29. Ken Zeems and Drew Badeau will make up the rear in the 40 and the 23. 14 rows, 28 cars ready to go for the eNascar Outlaw League here tonight at Talladega. Robert, can we get a rundown? How many laps are we running here, bud, for this race today?
It's going to be 80 laps here tonight.
All right.
They do have set up to that if they stay green for 60 laps, there will be a mandatory yellow thrown on lap 60. So I'm not sure if they got a complete lap 60. I just know it's on lap 60.
Gotcha. So 80 laps of distance here at Talladega, the field being set and ready to go for the green flag. By the way, I closed a couple of pages on my computer and laptop and close some things to make sure that there's no other lag, and hopefully that fixed that problem there, Robert.
It just sounds like you're in a robot, to be honest with you, bud. That's what it sounds like. See, now when you talk like that, it's great. It's like when you go up in voice.
Okay, well, but if I just bring down the volume here a little bit, that'll make it be a little bit better. I did turn down the master on the mixer board. Hopefully that'll fix it.
Okay.
There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the field's set to go with Donald Scala and Robert Warrens on the front row, ready to come to the green flag. Brandon, this should be an exciting race here. 80 laps at Talladega when we get underway.
Yeah, these guys, they're going to really need to be patient. 80 laps is a really long time. Be safe, be smart, just take care of your equipment and make sure you're there at the end, and that's the best chance you have to get the victory. Got to keep your head on a swivel here at Talladega.
Got to keep your head on a swivel. That sounds perfect, as here comes the pace car onto the pit lane. Here that comes the pack out of turn number 4. This is Talladega on a Monday night. The eNascar Outlaw League is green here. Hill gets the jump. Everybody 4 rows deep door to door. Then they'll fan back out single file inside the top 10. Make it into turn number 1 on the green flag. It's Warrens leading on the outside lane. It's going to be topside Scala. Scala now go to the inside of the racetrack with now Warren. He'll carry Lawrence with him. Browning points leader. All in that mix as they exit turn 2. Down the back straightaway. And remember, Brandon, they got to have a couple of laps before they come to speed.
Yeah, these things take a really about half to three-quarter lap to really wind up. You kind of just want to stay in line until you get up to full speed and then start making your moves. Otherwise, you might get left out to dry and just fall back like a rock, Wesley.
And the field will make their way again off of turn number 3 down into the triangle. Remember, at Talladega, the start-finish line is at the end of the triangle, not in the middle like at Daytona. Here they come off of turn 4, down to the stripe. We are underway. A battle, 3 cars for first. Gallia will lead lap 1 by 7 thousandths over Browning. Warren's in second. Here comes cars on the inside to the outside lane. Apgar, Lawrence, top 5, and they all go to the top of the bank and out of turn 2, hitting the speedway and now in full song.
Now, Wesley, one thing you have to remember about these cars is that when you get really close to somebody behind you, you can't see very much. You don't want to get too close. Just the nose of these cars get up underneath the rear of the one in front of you, and you can send somebody around very quickly. So managing that distance and having a good sense of depth between you and the car in front of you, it's the way to make the most speed, and you want to tuck in real close.
Here they come off of turn 4. Back to the stripe, working now lap 3 of 82 laps complete. As the field is underway here, off of turn number 2. Little battle for position. Christopher Lawrence, the Red Bull car, shooting up on Browning's machine as they go off the corner. Down into the back straightaway, opening laps. Brendan Browning on the outside lane, the Old Spice colors entry to the inside. He'll have Scalia go with him to the bottom. Up top shelf now, Browning has some help. He'll hook up with Horns on the outside lane. Scalia down to the bottom. He'll carry Lawrence with him. Meanwhile, also closing in is that 14 of Kenny Zeens from New York as they work their way back down the straightaway, back into the triangle here in the opening laps of the eNascar Outlaw League Monday night on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And there you're right on board with Zeens as he closes in on Lawrence's car. Nice little shot of the rear end of that car as they go to turn 1, Cody. Brandon.
Now, I'm looking at the 17. He made a power move through the tri-oval there, took it 3 wide, and he's managed to get into the front row. I'm really interested to see how well he can make that work by himself, and it looks like it's working out pretty well for him as he's charging towards the lead, Wesley.
Understanding we are having some audio issues, ladies and gentlemen. We are working our best to get that resolved, trying to find a remedy as quickly as possible as we speak right now, as everybody is currently right now working their way off of the back straightaway. Trouble, the points leader, Browning around right in front of the pack as the caution will come out. Car number 48 on a spin on his own, and his Chevrolet will put us under the yellow flag, Brandon, for the first time here. A tough break, Brandon, for Brandon Browning in car number 48.
Well, it's really unfortunate that he's going to have to use his fast repair this early in the race. There's still a lot of chances for something to go wrong. I'd expect him to hang around at the back at this point and just let everything sort itself out. Really good job for the rest of those guys to not pile in. I think only 1 or 2 other cars got any damage out of it, so it was a really good heads-up driving by the rest of the league.
Let's take a look at the replay. Watch that 48 car. Brandon Browning, the Blinks leader, coming out of Charlotte. Contact being made with that green car. The green machine, I want to say it's the green number 2. Look at all of that damage on the front end of the Skull Bandit colors of Harry Gant's tribute. Knocks into Jeff Gordon's throwback car. And there you see the result for Brandon Browning spinning on the bottom of the apron. Luckily, Brandon, he lost it on a part of the course where you could be able to make quick, evasive moves, go inside and go outside. And in doing so, that allowed less of the cars to get caught up in that calamity.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. There's probably not a better place on the track that you could have had that accident, maybe on the backstretch, but mid-corner, there's not a lot of places to go, and that's really where you'll see the big one. So very lucky to have that accident where it happened.
All right, gentlemen, I don't know if but I just made an adjustment. Hopefully that fixes the problem for sure, as we are under the caution flag after this incident involving Brandon Browning in the number 48 machine. We are going to step away for just a moment, work on some audio things here, and we should be back in just a moment under caution for the eNascar Outlaw League here from Talladega. This is Freaky Fast Broadcasting. I do. Actually, I do. I'm sending it to you right now. By the way, I don't know why, but it was the default. And I think it went back to like our regular computer setting mic instead of my USB mic. And you should be able to hear me so much clearer now. But I'm sending us the team speak. I'm not taking any chances. I'll send you to you in Messenger real quick. There's no password. There's nothing. I'm gonna send you the link, and then you can add it. All right. Just give me a. There we go. Sorry about these problems, Brandon. I don't like these things either, but
it's all part of the broadcasting jam here, man.
So, Robert, if you check your Messenger, Facebook, I just sent you the information, and Brandon, if you can hear me very quickly, I don't know if you use TeamSpeak or not, but if you go to TeamSpeak in the server nickname or address, go to Nazra Racing. Teams, you know what? Maybe I can just send it to you, a copy and paste. Here. Oh, let's see here.
One second, gentlemen. We will be right back. We will get this audio fixed, and we'll definitely be a lot clearer. So Discord is acting up for everybody here tonight, so we do apologize for that to all the viewerships, but we will get her fixed, trust me, because that's what we do.
So put that in server nickname and address if you can hear me, Brandon. And then when you guys pop in, I'll bring you down because I have admin rights to this channel. All right. I'm going to bring us down to the booth is where I'm going to bring us. And as soon as you guys pop in, let me know you're there, and I'll bring you down. And then what we'll do, Robert, is we'll broadcast through the TeamSpeak and not through the Discord.
Yep.
There's a guy named Ben Dupree also in here, but I don't think he's present. But as soon as, like I said, you guys pop in and I notice you, I'll bring you down to the booth. We'll make sure we take care of this problem. So, we hardly ever use audio for Discord. I don't know why it is. It just, I don't know. Okay, so there's Robert. Robert, copy?
Copy here.
There we go. And the reason you got to echo is because we're both on Discord at the same time. So I'm going to bring Robert down to the booth. There you are, Robert. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
And Brandon, have you got me, buddy, yet? Or are you still working?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now you should be able to hear Wesley Outland. I like to call you Wesley Outlander for some reason.
Oh, please don't do that to me. Whatever you do.
I figured you wouldn't like that, but that's instantly the first thing that popped in my head when I say your name. So, but we are all set now. Now everybody should be happy with the audio now.
That's exactly right. Brandon Coley, Robert Moyer on production, but also in hosting sessions, if you will, for tonight. And thank you again for the invitation to come on up here. If you're joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we did have some audio issues. I do have weather in the area. I'm in Durham, North Carolina. It is storming. It is thundering and lightning all night long. And I'm wondering if that possibly had something to do with the internet issues. But we made a quick audio change, and hopefully that will make tonight's Freaky Fast broadcast a lot better. So, Brandon, if you will, mute your Discord mic, my friend, and we'll be live on our other broadcast server, and we are ready to come back for a restart as they get ready to come off of turn number 4, the pace car dropping onto the pit lane as Warrens, Balik, and Phillips is ready to bring us back for the start. We're lap 7 of 80. Complete here, working lap 8 here at Talladega. Green flag goes back in the air, and Warren's on the jump to the outside lane. Balik can carry in more as they go to turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are fanning out a little bit. I think after that first caution, they're playing it a bit easier now. They know they don't want to have to rely on no fast repair to make it to the end of this race. So we should see some pretty single file racing from here on for a bit.
Want to see that single file green flag run as you reiterated on there, Brandon, as we're working now lap number 8 of 80 for the eNascar Outlaw League here. Comments are welcome. Please comment. Let us know if everything sounds much better, if everything sounds good. We appreciate that. And again, we appreciate you joining us on our broadcast coverage this evening on, of course, Freaky Fast Broadcasting, the eNascar Outlaw League on this Monday night as Robert Warrens is leading the way. Matthew Balik in second. Robert Woodard now falling back third to fourth as Tyler Phillips begins to make a run through the field, gentlemen.
Yeah, they heard me say, hey, we'll have some single file racing, and they said, nah, we want 2x2, maybe 3-1 here in a second, Wesley. They're going back to the lead.
We're seeing it quickly as Matthew Balik driving the throwback colors to win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the 2001 Pepsi 400 after the passing of his father, Dale Sr. at Daytona. Has got that number 8 machine up to the top of the whip and leads the way as they'll come off the corner to the outside lane as Robert Warrens. They'll flip-flop for that 1 and 2 position. Here comes Jeff Vickery, Phillips, Woodard, top 5 as they'll work their way back through the tri-oval and another lap on the board here at Talladega. We will close in on 10 complete, 70 remaining as they go back to turn number 1.
Now, Wesley, looking at it here, and it's probably my favorite thing about Talladega, you've got that extra lane at the top, and, you know, everybody says that Daytona and Talladega played tracks, they're almost identical. There's so much more room just to run that high side. It's a lot easier to run 3 wide, and the amount of speed that you can carry off the top of the corner is so much greater than Daytona, excuse me. And if this top line can get hooked up and if they can stay single file, I don't think they even need to drop to the bottom to get to the front.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct on that as we watch these drivers continue to fight and claw for that position as they work their way. Comments coming in. Thank you so much. We do greatly appreciate them. And by the way, we want to thank the sponsors of this race as well for making them happen throughout the night. ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Game2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environment to effects, the power of a nearby explosion. By having a physical mass instead of only air like a traditional speaker, the Gamer2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response. And it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. That is ButtKicker. Also, thank you also to iPitting. iPitting is a board web tool designed for iRacing teams. It helps you to create an iRacing series board for all of your racing teammates and competitors. It provides all of your teammates a clear vision of every data that they need, including schedules, results, championship point standings, and so much more. It is also a great help for your team community manager, which can use our tools to know and share on social networks to also maintain your team achievements. That is, again, hashtag iPitting. So again, we appreciate those sponsors for jumping on board with the Monday eNascar Outlaw League. As again, these drivers continuing to work their way around the racetrack, a little zigging, a little zagging, a giggle and a bobble and a jiggle and a wiggle as they work off the corner, off of turn number 3. And again, we are seeing these drivers fight as Darrell Arnold is in 4th, trying to get to Warrens. He's carrying Zeems with them as they come back through the tri-oval.
Yeah, it looks like Woodard, he's been doing pretty well heading the charge on that outside lane. They're having problems keeping that speed up. But I think if they can get it packed a little bit closer together, they should be able to run away.
Here they come off of turn number 3 and 4. This time down the back straightaway, actually. They're on the big backstretch here. Down here at Talladega, working their way, moving inside, moving outside, trying to make a run. There's Christopher Lawrence. He was at one time at this race before the caution inside the top 5. Now he's mired back in the top 15. As one car bouncing up off the wall, holding it together, will still stay green, as that was a little wiggle there for that white car with the face on it, the number 12. Giving us a scary moment, if you will, of the driver. I think it was beside the 9 of Malcolm. And those drivers, Stephen Ford in the 12, giving us a little bit of a moment as these drivers quickly looking inside and outside, trying to advance their positions. Maybe a little too quickly racing at this moment right now in the early going, Brandon.
Yeah, it looked like Daryl Arnold in that 30, he shot 3 wide, and with these cars going into the corner, they feel free in, and then they snug up very quickly. And I think just being 3 wide, somebody misjudged it. There was a little bit of contact there, but luckily no caution. Everybody kept going. But you're right. I think it's a little bit too early to be making aggressive moves like that, Wesley.
Making some aggressive moves again, as you said, as they work their way off of turn number 4 down to the tribal. There's a battle for 10th with those 3 cars. You're running on board now with Stephen Ford in his machine from New England, starting to size up car 41. Watch the ticker on the top of the screen. The full field rundown continues to show as we watch them working their way for 9th, 10th, and 11th. This is Phillips, Ford, Lawrence, and Moore as they come off the corner along off turn 2 to the back stretch. Apgar right behind Lawrence as Ford, again, still riding on board with him, trying all he can to close in on that 41 car as they go to the back straightaway. Now working lap 15 of 80 here at Talladega. The leader is still out in front, and that includes Robert Woodard in the 26 car. But now the 30 car of Daryl Arnold will move up the way, and now we got a caution on the racetrack. Yellow flag will fly. Problems for the second time. Rogers, Preston Michael, Kyle Spears, Russell Peets, some of these drivers inside the top 15, if you will, involved in an accident. And now let's take it our Freaky Fast replay to find out what happened, Brandon, to bring out our second caution here from Talladega tonight.
Well, it looks like, I can't see what number that is, but red and blue car just slightly got into the back of the 4, and unfortunately hooked him down the track.
Yeah, that's Preston Michael. And that's
Drew
Ballerin, I think it is. He turned him.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
But...
Drew Halloran's car is the red and blue car you're referring to. And then that caused a massive calamity as the 4 car, Preston Michael, slams into the 43 of Gary Rogers. Up into the air goes the 36 of Kyle Spees. And again, a multi-car accident after Brandon Browning. You see the 48 of the bottom right just click by. The 49 goes spinning of Dennis Warrens as well. And there is a caution coming out now for the second time with a multi-car accident, if you will, involving these machines to put us under yellow here for Freaky Fast Broadcasting replay. There you see as it goes down.
Yeah, Wesley, like we were talking about earlier, in the that first caution involving Browning, when this happens in the center of the corner, there's really nowhere to go. You just have to hope that something clears ahead of you and that somebody doesn't come off the wall or clip you. And unfortunately, that's what happened to, it looked like the 38 there.
Cars out of the pit lane, ready to take on service. Daryl Arnold in the Super Mario Brothers car overshoots his pit stall. Everybody else is coming in for service as well. Robert Woodard on the pit lane. So is Lawrence in the 9. Everyone on the pit box making on Christopher Apgar. Here comes the funnel cake machine 17 of Jeff Vickery. He'll exit off the pit road. He was in the 2nd spot, up 12 positions before the caution flag fell. And there's Matthew Balik in that car number in that car just a moment ago. We just saw coming off of pit on the number 8 car, just making his pit stop. And Paul Henley from New York in car number 29, thinking he did not come to the pits. There's Paul Henley. He'll go up a couple of positions as we are under the yellow flag here for the second time. There's the car that kind of started it all to put us under yellow flag number 2. Drew Halloran in the red and blue car. He does not come to the pit lane. And these drivers did not pit. Everyone else did. They'll go behind these drivers as we'll get ready for the restart at Talladega. Working lap, if you will, lap number 17 currently. This time by of 80. We'll take a quick break. This is, again, the Freaky Fast broadcast coverage of the eNascar Outlaw League with more in a moment. Thank you, sir. And the audio sounds better, too, I bet. Oh, cool. Well, thank you, people.
Real quick, guys. During that pit stop, I was looking at it from the chopper view, and it looks like Robert Rebel and the 28 of Russell Peets. Peets was making his left turn into his pit stall, and Rebel just didn't see him coming and turned him across the pit lane there.
Wonder if we can find that on the replay. Could we find that, Robert, to look for? And by the way, I have a question. Are these Xfinity cars, or are these Cup cars or ARCA cars? They look so similar to ARCA cars.
Oh, yeah, these are the ARCA cars.
Okay. Copy that. Gotcha. So, Robert, are you guys on Dan Lisa for eNascar Outlaw Cup Series? Is that what it is for the information?
For this league, yes, Wesley.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Cool deal. Sweet.
Yep. Anybody wants to know what Wesley's talking, he's actually talking to us. This is the first night up here at Freaky Fast for him. So everybody be nice. Give the guy a chance. He's trying to figure out how we do things, and he's asking questions. So,
well, normally a lot of esports broadcasts I do, when they go to commercial break, we play commercials. I can interact with the producer, talk with them. I can talk with the colleague, Brandon Colley also. But everybody can hear everything. So this is like kind of like esports uncensored broadcast, if you will, Robert.
Well, we are uncensored because that's the way we roll up
As
here.
Bill O'Reilly once said, we're doing it live.
For doing it live. When it's live, there's no stopping it. You just got to run with it. So,
right.
Anyhow, let me get back to broadcast mode. Welcome back to Talladega with coverage of the eNascar Outlaw League here on Freaky Fast. I'm Wesley Outland. Joining us alongside is Brandon Colley. And, of course, also a time or two jumping in is Mr. Robert as well, Mr. Robert Moyer, as we are currently under the yellow flag for the second time. And we were talking during the break, which I thought was a break that nobody could hear, Brandon, but you were talking about a blimp view and a couple of cars getting together, and we didn't even catch that accident.
Yeah, it looked like really minor contact. Just sent somebody around, no big deal, no big damage there. So they're back off and in line and ready to get back to green.
No harm, no foul, ready to kick back it again. Alpha turn number 4 through the restart box. Alpha turn 4, Babcock, Arnold.
Green flag.
I finally realized which face is on that number 12 car of Stephen Ford. Does anybody remember Bob Ross? Just little trees here. We love the trees. Little trees, little mountain, little birds flying. Bob Ross. That's who it is. That's the guy on the car. Yes, that's it. Bob Ross, the painter. You're exactly right. I remember watching him as a kid on PBS when I was a child. So
Amen.
Growing up. So, yeah.
God,
a lot of people,
old.
in today's world, today's kids today would be like, oh, my God, he's putting me to sleep. I used to thought he was so cool when he does. So, we're back to green down the back straightaway on the restart. And Daryl Arnold is the man leading the way. Look at Stephen Ford. Making a move on the inside is Jeff Vickery. He's going to go and tuck up behind Christopher Lawrence. And they'll make their way off of turn 4. Robert Babcock in the Jack Daniels entry. Look at that nice-looking car. Reminds me of the Clint Boyer days when he drove the 07 machine, as they'll come off of the cornerback out of turn number 4 to the tri-oval and give it to Kenny Seams. He's out in front. How about that in the 14 car?
Wesley, you pointed out Bob Ross on the back of the 12 machine. I think the message he's trying to convey there is happy little accidents here at Talladega.
Happy accidents. Let's be happy. A wreck here, a tire there, a fuel can. Yes. As they come off of turn 4, he has moved his way to the top 5. He's going to carry Christopher Bindle with him on the outside lane as they shift down the back straightaway into the inside outside of the racetrack. There is Darrell Arnold. He's on the inside of the racetrack as they roar into turn number 3. That's that green car, Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, look out, Keith Cooper, you in trouble at Talladega as Arnold puts his car to the point. Zeems will fall back to second. Babcock goes to third. And then here comes Lawrence and Vickery, top 5. They're now door-to-door, 4 rows deep as they hit the front straightaway here at Talladega.
I'm looking at this this jockeying for position, and the cars are seeming really unstable. Sometimes that's just due to the car in front of you moving. A lot of your vision is based on their bumper, so you try to stay behind it. And if that guy wiggles, then you wiggle too, just out of habit of trying to keep him dead center ahead of you.
But one of the things that so many people misconstrued is this is a simulator. This is not a game. This is a simulator for iRacing. It's just like if you want to become a pilot and fly a plane. You got to get your simulation license before you can actually fly the real plane. This past weekend, NASCAR drivers were literally prepping and preparing for the Daytona road course race while running iRacing to prep for the Cup race on Sunday. A lot of drivers took advantage of that, like Alex Bowman, like Christopher Bell. I understand conversations were being done with teams talking about using that opportunity. And by the way, coming soon, the Daytona Beach road course will become to the public coming up in the Week 13 update. So anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's a simulation, Brandon. It's not a game. And these guys are some of the best, and they run for good money, and they run for points, and they run for championships like the eNascar League. Look at them as they precisely work their way in precision. 2 and 3 wide in the middle. Hot dog between the bun. Kenny Zeems, hot knife through butter. Bob Ross goes up the racetrack as here comes Ford now opening up the door. And Babcock will slither and steal his spot away as they go for the lead out of turn number 2. What great racing here in the last minute. Caution's out.
That'd be Tyler Phillips in the 3. I saw him just scuff the fence there while everybody was checking up, and I'm not sure what happened after that, but looks like somebody's missing a bumper.
Keep an eye on that burgundy number 3 car, if you will. Tyler Phillips was currently in the top 10 amongst all of this crazy chaos going 3 wide and more. He fell all the way back into the top 10, and then all of a sudden the 3 car goes around. Looks like he was trying to hook up with Ford, Bob Ross's car, and just plowed the concrete on the safer wall barrier virtually into turn number 3, and that put us under yellow flag, and we can obviously tell he is a South Carolina Gamecocks fan.
Boo.
Oh, he got into the 18. We didn't catch that part. Tough break. Nationwide is not on your side right now, buddy. Holy cow.
Yeah,
that was
really
the number
unfortunate
18 of
for our,
Donald Scala, the pole car, I believe, that got caught up in that accident.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to say it's really unfortunate for our pole sitter.
What a tough break as the 3 car of Tyler Phillips got into the 18 of Donald Scala, and that will put us under yellow flag for the 3rd time as we approach lap 23 of 80 here at Talladega.
Well, guess what, guys? And
hey, Robert.
I don't know if Brandon sees this, but do you see what Jeff in the 17 is running paint scheme?
I do not. I have to look at that.
Funnel cake. That sounds like an awesome carnival food.
Well, here, Wesley, I understand you're out of the loop, but me and Lee Tidwell talk about funnel cakes every single race.
Okay.
And I guarantee you he painted that thing up for Lee.
I love funnel cakes, so we can talk about funnel cakes. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, as long as you don't go running across the track and throw powder all over, you're good. You're good.
That's right. I love, and here's the thing. I'm kind of new to the eNascar Outlaw League. Thank you, Robert, for the invitation to work with you on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. The stars just aligned perfectly just to be able to step in and call this race. By the way, if you do not know, Wesley Outland, I work with NASCAR. I work with MAV TV, Speak 51, Fox Sports Radio, 24-year broadcaster from everything from racing, football, basketball, baseball, and more. Just kind of enjoying announcing esports in my 2nd tenure since the pandemic has gone on, and anyhow, as we work lap 24 of 80, you know, I have to say I love the creation of these wrap jobs, not just the throwback NASCAR colors that we were referring to, but like Super Mario on the leader's car, or like Vickery's number 17 with the funnel cakes, or the creation's really cool. I like that.
Oh, I agree. There's so much you can come up with.
Like when I see the Superflow 26 car, I think of Days of Thunder. Cole Trickle.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You're absolutely
so many creative things there. Yes, sir, definitely. And big props to them. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the broadcast. Please like and share. Audio sounds perfect now. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. We had some audio issues. I think I finally figured it out, but I'm glad we got it back going again. I'm one of those types like Robert. I am a OCD, if you will. Want to make everything be done perfectly, and when something is not quickly right, I quickly try to troubleshoot to find out immediately what's going on, and I'm glad we're doing that here. So, Robert Woodard, there's the car we were just talking about. Remember, in Days of Thunder, it was a little bit more pink, and it was the 46 car, but nonetheless, the Superflow color, Superflow motor oil. Is that even still around? I don't even know if they're around anymore.
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think they went out of business.
You know what, guys? They even went so far back to the Lumina below the spoiler of the car. Do you see that where it says Chevrolet Lumina?
No, I didn't. No, didn't catch that.
I guess it's one of them squirrel moments where I catch things. Because you got a Chevrolet Monte Carlo, and there's the Lumina. And remember, they drove the Chevrolet Luminas in Days of Thunder in the 90s. 1989 was when that movie was made.
Correct. And that's what I love about these ARCA cars. These things are just a blast, the race. I know you do a broadcast with somebody on Extreme TV with the ARCA cars.
I do.
Yeah.
I do work with Matt Johnson, Derek Fulton, the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series, and the NASRA ARCA Series as well, driver development program. I am the lead announcer for that on Thursday nights on LSR TV. It used to be on Extreme Sim TV. I think we've done a couple of weeks, and I think we're branching towards going with LSR TV now. But Matt Johnson's awesome guy. I enjoy working with him. But yeah, we kind of do these types of throwbacks and these kind of rap jobs for sure.
Yep. I've seen some of your announcing and everything. But anyways, not to get off subject of this race as we're pacing around a 2-mile track here, 2.66 miles actually. You guys do a good job over there. I love watching your guys' racing and announcing, and the drivers out there. And I definitely can tell you got a Canadian up in the booth with you, because everything has to end with an A.
It does. Yes, I enjoy working with Derek Fulton. He's a good guy, and he's one of those guys that he kind of stumbled into it like Brandon Colley did tonight. Actually, I mean, he runs and races esports, and then he had a chance to get a little opportunity to experience what it's like in the broadcast booth. And when you're working with a professional like Robert or myself, no ego here, but it makes things be a lot fun, and it makes things a lot smoother, and you enjoy that experience, and you want to become and do it more. So now, Mr. Derek Fulton is actually lead announcer with me for the ARCA series on Thursday night, and then he runs the super late models in the NASRA Outlaw Cup and the trucks and stock cars. So we have a lot of fun, definitely.
Nice. That's awesome. All right. Well, we're getting ready to go back to green here. On lap, let's see here. We're on
lap 25. Lap 25 of 80. Yes, sir. Yep.
As that Super Mario machine is gonna head on down and see our points leader. Where is he running at?
Right now, Brandon Browning is currently 18th on the racetrack. You're exactly right.
Bad night for him so far. But all right, well, back to you guys in the booth here, and hopefully everybody enjoys the stream, and I'll hop in here as we're back green.
Anytime you want to join us, Robert, it's your show. Freaky Fast Broadcasting coverage of the eNascar Outlaw League. Back to green here at Talladega. On the jump, it's Jeff Vickery now. He'll make the funnel cake outside lane work. Look out, Carnival. Here comes the 17. Vickery to the top shelf. He's going to carry Arnold with him on the bottom. Here comes Super Cooper. It's going to be the Mario Brothers machine of Daryl Arnold. He's going to try to protect the inside of the racetrack and try to throw the block on the funnel cake machine. Funnel cake, sweets, games. Who will prevail as they roar into turn number 3, Brandon?
Well, I'm really impressed with the way that the 17 and the 8 are able to hang out on the outside there. You can see the runoff of the 2 just propelled them back by the 30, not quite clear. That inside line is looking like the place to be right now.
Here comes Daryl Arnold up on the outside lane on the bottom. Here comes Vickery. You're right on board with Jeff Vickery, the man from New England, on the inside. He's trying to get a run on the passenger driver left of the leader of Arnold. Jeff Vickery with a run on the outside lane. It'll work. They cross the stripe. New leader, Jeff Vickery in 17, as he's got a hornet's nest behind him as they roar into the corner. looking inside, looking outside, top shelf, bottom shelf, anywhere they can to make a move to get around him in turn 2. Here comes Lawrence on the bottom. Christopher Lawrence to the inside. He will carry Malcolm with him. Also Pendle. Keep an eye on that 16, gentlemen. Car 16, Christopher Pendle. He's currently in 5th. He passed 19 cars in this race so far. What a way to get after it. That Ford Performance 16 tucked up behind Balik as they hit the back straightaway.
Yeah, Wesley, and if you have a gap ahead of you on the outside, you can make up a lot of ground just sniffing that draft, and maybe find, if you don't want to stay on the outside, you might get lucky and find a hole in the bottom, but you can pass a lot of cars that way.
And I'm sorry, I thought they were coming off the back, coming into the back straightaway. The camera angle has them actually going into turn number 1 and 2 now, down the back stretch, if you will, as they work their way for this position for the lead. Car's getting a little wiggle there for a minute. Balik and Lawrence and Pendle got a little sideways, a little bump there from also Kenny Zeems, as we got a car bouncing off the wall, 34 into the wall, or the 36 of Kyle Spees, if you will. He gave us a little bit of a scare. They'll hold it together. No harm, no foul. They'll tuck in line and get back in position, and we will stay green as they roar into turn 4.
Well, it seems like that outside line has been able to keep up pretty well now that they've got another 4 or 5 cars that have caught up with them. I just don't know. I expected the outside to be a lot stronger than it has been so far this race.
There goes the Bob Ross colors. The number 12 is Stephen Ford, up 5 positions. He's now going to have to his inside. Drew Halloran in the blue and red car to the bottom. He's going to carry also those drivers down the back straightaway. Here comes that 43 of the Jeff Gordon throwback machine of Gary Rogers. To the inside, to the outside is going to be Robert Woodard. Back straightaway into exiting into 3. Gary Rogers from New York. Nice looking car, trying to battle alongside Robert Woodard. While that goes on, we are 10 laps, coming up on 10 to halfway here. And 29 of 80 complete at Talladega, with Matthew Balik now bringing his car number 8 to the front, ladies and gentlemen. New leader, Balik, in the Dell Jr. throwback colors to the 2001 Pepsi 400 from Daytona when he won with the salute and tribute to his father. That throwback car goes to the lead. Chevrolet and Ford with now Christopher Pendle up 22 positions. Brandon, I mentioned him. Here he comes, and he's going to carry Funnel Cake Victory with him into 3. Whoa, yeah. Going below the yellow line. You can't do that.
Now, I don't know if they have a yellow line rule here. I'd imagine they would. Try to keep it as true to life as possible, but as we know, iRacing doesn't penalize you for that. It'd be up to race control.
Well, I know that if you go below the yellow line, in some of the leagues that I announced for Daytona and Talladega, you have to give up your position. If you advance your position by going below the yellow line, they ask for you to forfeit it and give that spot back. If you don't, then you suffer an EOL penalty. But here's the thing. Vickery just went with the left side car below the yellow line. No harm, no foul. He did not pass any cars in doing that game. So therefore, I don't think there should be any type of a penalty or problem from that as we continue to keep our eye on race control, monitoring there with our producers of that here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. New leader, Kenny Zeems to the lead in 14. We've seen 4 lead changes in the last 2 laps, and we're not even at halfway yet, gentlemen.
Yeah, you mentioned the 16. He really made that outside lane work to go ahead and get up front, at least into the 2nd position here. If I were him, if he's not content to ride, I'd be trying to push the 8 just far enough ahead of Kenny Zeems to duck in front and leapfrog him for that lead.
Looking at this 3-wide move, here they come back across the stripe. Another lap of the board, 32 of 80, close it in on halfway. Balik on the inside. Zeems is there. Now Matthew Balik will get the spot back. To the outside lane is Kenny Zeems, Pendle, Vickery, all in this mixed 4 cars. And licking their chops, ready to pounce like a coiled cobra in the back is Daryl Arnold and Robert Woodard in the 26 as they make their way to the back straightaway from the blimp view here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting into turn number 3. Matthew Balik now opens up the lead as Pendle and Zeems battle door to door for 2nd off turn 4.
Yeah, it looks a little chaotic a bit farther back, but they've managed to keep it going. I've seen a few people think about making an aggressive move and thought, nah, we're just past halfway, let's settle down a bit and fall right back in line.
Yeah, we haven't approached the halfway mark just yet, but we're getting closer to it, and I believe the second half of the race will be more intense than the first half as they'll work their way off the high banks at Talladega into turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway with Balik on the inside. Zeems is there, Pendle's there, Vickery's there, all those cars zigging and zagging and moving down the back straightaway, trying to go 3 wide for third, if you will. That battle gets underway with Pendle under attack as here comes the battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th underway with Malcolm, Peets, and Rogers. We're watching this go on as they come off the corner, and a car off the pace in turn number 3 and 4. I want to say it's the 26 of Woodard. Woodard bouncing off the wall. Robert Woodard with a problem, something amiss on the Superflow car. He will fall all the way to the back in that machine as the field continues to work their way off of turn number 4. Back across the line, 6 to halfway.
Yeah, it looked like he thought about making a 3 wide on the backstretch there and just kind of misjudged, scuffed the fence, and as a lot of people that are involved with this sim know, once you catch the fence, it's like glue. It's really hard to pull it off, and when you do, it wants to snap left. So he did a really good job in not collecting anybody.
Both lanes fighting for position. A little putt in the pants there by Pendle to Balik. Zeems under attack by Vickery. Up the inside, up the outside lane. Now side by side, Balik gets a little wiggle and a jiggle and a bobble and a giggle. Here comes Zeems again. Pendle on the outside top shelf. Vickery is there. One wrong slip by the 8, and they are going to overtake him as they move their way back to the tri-oval, back to the straightaway. Matthew Balik out in front, another lap on the board. He will hold off a hornet's nest behind him to the outside. Here comes Pendle back to 1.
I'm watching the 16 car here. With these cars in particular, you don't need to bump draft like you do with the Cup cars or even the Xfinity cars. Just getting close has the same effect. And I'd argue that it's harder to do that, and these guys are doing a really good job of it so far.
Turn 3, here comes the pack off of the corner. Another lap on the board. Inside the racetrack is Balik. Balik and Zeems side by side carry the inside lane with Pendle. The fast mover of the race, up 21 positions since the start. He started this race in 24th. Look at the machine in the middle of the racetrack. He thought about going 3 wide for a second. The split Balik and Pendle, he thought better of it. Now he'll tuck in line under Balik. Now an outside lane against the grow with Shane Lawn in the 5 car. He'll now battle up the racetrack. 3 wide in the middle lane as here comes the cars with Bob Ross and company in the battle, along with Ford, along with Malcolm. Robert Rebel in that mix, and they're 4 wide down the back straightaway for a moment. Here at Talladega, they'll fan back 3 wide, and now door to door for the lead in turn 1. Turn 3. Man, look at this action everywhere here, Brandon. Oh my, holy cow.
Yeah, that outside lane, the higher up you go, the closer to the wall you get, the less help you need. And Ford is showing that right now. He's been up there pretty much by himself for about a lap now and hasn't lost any ground.
Crazy controlled chaos, the words virtually being used right now on Freaky Fast Broadcasting coverage of the eNascar Outlaw League Cup Series from Talladega. Wesley Outland on the call, along with Brandon Cawley, Robert Myers on production, and also jumping in on host announcing as we are live at Talladega virtually here down the back straightaway. This race has seen it all. Brandon Browning, the points leader coming into tonight's event, getting spun and bringing out the first caution, having to now fight and claw his way inside the top 10. There's contact. Couple of cars getting together. 3, 4 cars going up and over, upside down. Goes the machine of Robert Ravel. Stephen Ford, both cars crashing. Browning's in it again in the 7 car from competition and contact. So many cars involved. Call it the big one if you may. We still got a long one to go. A big wreck in turn number 3. They were fighting for position. And here's your Freaky Fast Broadcasting instant replay of the big one, part 1, just before halfway at Talladega. Brandon Cawley.
Yeah, it looked like the 41 there of Chris Malcolm. Like I said earlier, when you go into the corner, the car's pretty free and it's snugged up, and just got up into the car above him there, and
got into the 28 machine. The 41 of Chris Malcolm gets into the 28 car, or the 30. Yeah, that's the 28 of Russell Peets. Then you see Mr. Ford caught up in it. Then the 7 cars involved. The 10 is involved. Flying through the air goes the 28 and the 12 of Ford. 28 apiece again.
Jesus.
And then Brandon Browning, his bad luck continues, Brandon, because he gets collected with the 10 car Pete, so actually Apgar, and then the 7 car just gets, he T-bones the 7 car.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at plate racing. Sometimes you want to stay up front and hope the wreck happens anywhere behind you. And other times you want to sit in the back, and that way you give yourself enough space. Honestly, the safer bet would be to stick to the front, because sometimes, even as far back as Browning was, you just can't slow down enough, and you get collected in it.
The top 15 and more onto the pit lane. You're looking at the 14 of Kenny Zeems, currently the points lead, the leader of the race. He's on pit road. So is Christopher Lawrence in his pit stall, number 9. Then you have also the 36 of Kyle Spees coming to the pits for service. As everyone exits off the pit lane, the 39 of Robert Warren's on the pit lane. So is Daryl Arnold, Matthew Balik, Jeff Vickery, Shane Laud, Preston Michael, Gary Rogers, Drew Halloran, Tyler Phillips, Donald Scalia, Brandon Browning also with damage, but he's on pit lane. All of these drivers coming for service as we're working lap 38 being complete.
What a wreck, guys. What a wreck. Man,
my goodness, Robert. Wow.
I think they say, you know, we always say there's going to be a big one at Daytona and Talladega. Well, you know what? I think that was the big one.
And here's the thing. We're not even done yet. We're still have another half of this race left to go. We possibly might brew another one.
Oh, Wesley just did broadcast jinx.
He jinxed it.
It wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Hey, by the way, speaking of this broadcast on Freaky Fast, it's presented by ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10-powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like a traditional speaker, the Gamer2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. Get one today. That's ButtKicker. Also, our broadcast coverage presented by iPitting. iPitting is a message board and web tool designed for iRacing teams and competitors. It helps you to create an iRacing series board for all of your teammates. It provides all your teammates a clear vision of every data they need, including schedules, results, point standings, and championship standings, and much more. It also has a great help for your team community manager, which can also use on your tools to know and share on social networks and media outlets for team achievement. That is, again, iPitting. So, again, as we approach halfway, Robert, I'll bring you back in our broadcast, my friend, Robert Moyer. Robert, what's your thoughts of the first half of the race at Talladega?
Oh, boy, you're throwing me under the bus here, Wesley. Everybody knows me very well that when it comes to super speedway racing, to me, this is not racing. Said it for years. I don't like super speedway racing. I'm not a fan of Daytona racing or Talladega racing.
I got you.
I get that, you know, you have to, I know I'm going off subject now. Maybe I'm just venting, waste some time, but you know, anybody can win this race, and you need to learn, you need to know how to work the air. You know, like Dale Sr., Dale Jr., they knew what, like, they physically and mentally could see the air working, and they knew how to work the air. I'm not a big fan of super speedway racing, like I said, but here tonight, here with these guys, I think the first half of this race is going very well, Wesley and Brandon. I think it's this is what we're expected to see, and I think we're going to see it pick up, like you said, probably about, I don't know, 20 laps to go, roughly, maybe somewhere around there. Things are going to start shuffling, and people are going to move around and start bumping. And, you know, especially with these ARCA cars, there's one thing you do not do, and Brandon talked about it a little bit earlier. You do not bump draft with these cars, because the front end sticks down so low that you literally can get up underneath that car and pick the back end of that car up off the track.
We've seen that happen a couple of times tonight so far.
Yeah, where the rear wheels are literally not touching. And what do you expect that driver to do when you're trying to steer? As we got delay yellow here. So, you know, it picks
the lights were off
up
on the pace car, and they're going to put the caution lights back on the pace car, so we will delay the restart of this race.
Yep. So anyways, my rambling on here. It's just, I don't know. It's great racing. Talladega can be exciting. It can really be fun to race when you're out there, but it also can be give you a really bad migraine. You know what I mean?
Brandon Colley, what's your thoughts of the first half as we actually take the cross flags under caution at Talladega?
Well, it's been pretty tame for the ARCA cars at plate tracks. There's a few wrecks, you know, a lot of racing incidents. That's just to be expected here. And, you know, opposed to what Robert said, I love plate racing. I like the approach to it. It's a chess match, high-speed chess match, and you really have to think ahead of the laps that you're running. You know, coming down to the end here, they're going to throw the competition caution with 20 to go. If I was in this race, I'm trying to get myself into that a good position where I feel like I need to be before we ever get there. Because once they start racing really hard for the end, there's not a lot of opportunity to move up. Everybody's kind of blocked the track. All the lanes are taken up. So you got to get yourself in that position way ahead of time. And that's what I like about plate racing.
An interesting first half of the race. Couple of caution flags along the way. 4 yellow flags, if you will, that have stopped this race. So much for a competition caution on a green flag run of 60 green flag laps, because that's not the case. And I'll tell you, gentlemen, it looked like the way they were getting after it for the halfway mark, it looked like they were fighting for the checkered flag in this race before we had that calamity. And I think as I'll express Robert's opinion. I believe as we approach lap 60, lap 65, they're going to put it to the whip and take it to the front and show what they've got for sure. It's time to lay your cards on the table in about the next 20 laps or so, as again, we are ready for the second half of this race. This is, again, the eNascar Outlaw League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Robert Moyer as the host. I'm Wesley Outland, and joining me is Brandon Colley in the booth. Is Christopher Pendle, the man that has been the fastest car of the race so far. Brandon, 23 spots he has moved and climbed, and he is the leader in that Ford Performance number 16. We'll bring them back to the Geico restart zone, and we'll get ready for the restart.
Did you see what's on the back of that 23?
The back of the 23 of Drew Badeau?
Yeah, let me go to Christopher and show you. It's funny. I like it, and this is very well put. Pick a lane, hold it.
I see Skull.
Well, that one. Okay, well, my bad. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Pick a lane and hold it. That's a good idea. Pick a line, hold it. There you go. That's what. That's. I like that.
I like it too. But all right, we are back under green.
Back underway here for the second half of the eNascar Outlaw League this evening from Talladega. Happy Monday to you. Trouble! Car in the wall! Crashing already. I think it's Robert Rebel in 38. He has crashed into the wall. The 39, correction, that's Robert Warren's. And the yellow flag will fly just as fast as the green flag did. All Canada A into the wall on a restart in turn 1.
We'll have to see. Oh, the 43 was involved, gentlemen. Let's go back and see. I see him.
That's Gary Rogers. We'll have to find out what happened here. The Ford car, the Wonder Bread machine, and Ricky Bobby's also involved.
Oh.
I just saw the 10 crashing. And there goes, oh my goodness, the 30 on the restart. He got crashed. A Daryl Arnold, the 10 got involved. A Christopher Apgar. Apgar in the fence after bouncing off Arnold. And there we see everyone else crashing. The 43 gets into, that's Gary Rogers, gets into Preston Michael in the 4. They're all tore up from the floor up, from the top shelf to the bottom of the banking. And we have a metal omelet mayhem of destruction virtually in turn 1 on a restart. They were racing again, and then they were wrecking again. Off of turn 1, caution back out as fast as we went back to green just after halfway here at Talladega.
From the looks of it, I don't know if that 30, Wesley and Brandon, missed a shift maybe, and the 10 ran into the back of them, or the 10 just got a good jump and just ran in the back of the 30. I'm
wondering, Robert, if we could go to our production truck, if you will, and go back to a restart and use the blimp view and see if we can catch them as they were coming to the green and see if we could put it in slow-mo here. Is I think right now our production crew are working on that to find out what happened. We're going to try to put it into a blimp view perspective, if you will, and maybe we can get a better idea of what happened here that put us under the caution flag. So let's look on the replay, the field getting set for the restart.
Give me 1 second here. 1 second. I went too far back, but that's okay.
Yeah, a little bit too far back. It's all right. Just put it in fast forward. Just let's talk about the rounds and everything.
Perfect play-by-play right there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Now I have to slow it down. But
there you go. No, you still got another lap left to go. Go ahead.
Oh, my God.
This is why we have a fast-forward button. All right, anyhow. All right, come on. A little bit faster. Let's get ahead to the restart because there's still another lap under caution here. There you go. Let's talk 100 miles an hour again in the back straight away. Sold. Okay, here they come. And they're getting ready to set up for the restart. They're in between turn 3 and 4 now. Okay.
All right.
And now they're coming to the green flag. Watch the pace car. Dropping onto the pit lane. And let's go for the blimp view right behind the 30 car. There you go. And let's see what happened. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, it looks like 30 just, I don't know if he misjudged the run or what, but like we talked about a couple times so far, you get into the back of a car, it just lifts the back end up, and that's a prime example of that happening right there.
Well, it looks like to me, guys, the 7 held up the outside lane, and then Apgar had nowhere to go, and then he gets blocked and pinched, and there goes Arnold and puts him in the fence.
Yep. It looked like the 7 either spun his tires, missed the shift, and that 10 had nowhere to go, so he checked up just slightly off the gas pedal, which don't take much here when you're getting up to speed, Wesley and Brandon, as we know, and that 30 had nowhere to go.
Daryl, it ain't my fault, Arnold. On this exchange, as we are under the yellow flag, there's that man right there leading the way from the Buckeye State of Ohio, Christopher Pendle, and that Ford Performance Motorcraft entry number 16, doing a phenomenal job out there right now in the 16 ride. Again, moving up 23 positions. But how about another driver that's got moved up 26 spots in the race? That is Drew Bordeaux. Let's see where Drew Bordeaux is right now in that 23 car. Wasn't that the guy you were talking about? Hold your line, stay where you are, don't go nowhere. There he is in the 23. Yep. He is second.
Yeah, up 26 positions, actually.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Apparently, he found the line he liked, and he stuck to it.
Right.
And how about a driver that we mentioned that is having bad luck tonight here at Talladega, the black eye, if you will, the bullseye, proverbially on the points leader, and he has lost the most spots in this race of anybody. 20 spots negative is Brandon Browning in car number 48. He is currently, gentlemen, 24th on the racetrack. He is out of the race, actually, in the car number 48. What a tough break for him.
Well, that's the thing when it comes to super speedway racing. You know, that's prime example. It just wasn't his night, and it's going to hurt him in the points. But, you know, what are you going to do? You know, Talladega always calls a crapshoot. You know, anybody can win it. It's checkers or records.
Yeah, speaking of the winners so far in this race, Brandon Browning again, 7 top 5, 7 top 10s, and this DNF is not going to be good for his favor tonight over Kyle Spees. But then we mentioned Kyle Spees. He's kind of had some bad luck tonight also, Brandon.
Yeah, I feel bad for Brandon Browning being the points leader, especially this close to the playoffs. He's going to have a really long day just riding around with a beat-up car to make as many points as possible. So I don't envy his position right now at all.
And again, tonight we are at Talladega. Looks like the schedule, per se, is actually not updated, but the point standings are for Dan Lisa, so we appreciate that. But also we have iPitting, so we want to thank iPitting for being, I pretty much, I guess, Robert, that you actually put iPitting all of your stat statistics and more on iPitting. Am I correct?
Yeah, actually, I
there you go.
Stuff on there. Yeah, iPitting.com, the board is actually a really, really good thing that links up with iRacing and your account.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's you should if you never checked it out, Wesley, just go over and check it out. It's got so much stuff over there. I mean, it keeps your standings, your stats, your team standings, your team stuff, what you're doing in iRacing, what you're averaging, your iRating, how much points you get. I mean, I could list goes on and on and on and on and on what they do over there.
Gotcha. iPitting.com. And again, ButtKicker, also a big sponsor for our coverage here for the Freaky Fast broadcast coverage here for the eNascar Outlaw League this evening. iRacing from Talladega. 45 of 80 laps. We're getting ready to come back for the restart. They're in the restart box. And we'll try it again now with the driver of Mr. in the 16 machine doing a great job. That's the driver of the 16, Christopher Pendle, along with Kenny Zeems, Drew Bordeaux, Matthew Balik, Robert Revel. The top 5 here. They come back to green. Here they roar into turn number 1. Pendle got the jump on the inside. He's got a little bump there with Zeems to help get around the 23 of Bordeaux as they go to turn 1.
It looks like Zeems here, he's sniffing the lead. He wants to get some points and make up a lot of ground, knowing that Browning is potentially going to lose a lot this race.
You know what shocks me, gentlemen, is that Kenny Zeems and Ken Zeems, that's father and son. I'm shocked that they're not hooked up together out there.
And I've actually announced some races for NASRA, gentlemen, for the Outlaw Super Late Model Series and also for the ARCA Driver Development Program, where they have actually hooked up. They're out of West Seneca, New York, and they are a father-son combination. And Ken Zeems and Kenny Zeems. Now currently Kenny Zeems is up 3 spots in second. Ken Zeems is up 17 spots, but he's still in the top 10. But again, this is restrictor plate racing. This is moving your way through the draft, through the air. He can get back up there fast if he can play his cards right. As here comes the field off from turn number 4. Turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looking at these drivers work to the backstretch with Pendle on the inside. He's going to have Malik right there tucked up under him to the outside lane and 3 wide, if you will. Zeems gets the jump. He'll go to the outside lane and go 3 wide as here comes Bordeaux back on the top shelf of the black 23, looking with momentum after a bad restart to get back to the top 5.
I think Kenny he's not getting as much help as he needs. The 23 is being a bit conservative, which I can't really blame him with everything we've seen so far, but he's going to need just a little bit more help to clear the 16.
Back into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway inside. Here comes Pendle to the bottom. Kenny Zeems is there. Zeems cannot decide whether he wants to go inside or outside. Right behind him, tucked back about a half a car length to the outside lane. Top shelf is Bordeaux. Roaring to speed into turn number 3. Pendle, bottom of the racetrack is Malik. Bordeaux. Here comes Zeems now with a run to the outside lane. Looking now, battling for that spot. Pendle pulls away, single file off turn 4.
I noticed one thing, guys. Sorry, Brandon. I think this has a lot to do with these cars, and we talked about it all night, of course. It's the draft. You can get up behind somebody, but, you know, you can't physically push them like the Gen 6 or the Xfinity cars or even the trucks. So these guys are leaving this gap, you know, in between each car, and it just doesn't seem like the line wants to move. You can see the top line up there. It's getting a great run, and then it dies off. And then the bottom line gets a great run, then it dies off. So we're playing this back and forth shuffle game.
Watching him as Balik is under attack, and you see these drivers fighting the air inside and outside. That's the aero push virtually that these cars are virtually fighting back and forth inside and outside. They're literally cannot ride nose to tail up on one another because, like Robert said, Brandon, if he goes nose to tail, he's going to punt him and put him in the fence.
Yeah, there is a bubble that you really want to try to maximize the distance just to keep that bubble intact that will push the car ahead of you forward. And it acts like a pump track without the risk of turning somebody. And it, like I said before, it's a lot more difficult to do that than actually push somebody. So looking to see if somebody has figured that out quite well and can get up here and push somebody to the lead.
keep an eye on that number 5 Tide car out there. Shane, man, he got stuck 3 wide there for a little bit. And he's shuffling back and forth, stuck in the middle. It's like we like to call the sucker hole. Definitely don't want to be there.
Back off of turn 4. Yes, sir. Back down the straightaway. Let's see what happens. We're on lap 50 of 80.
Yeah, Bellick made a really good move to hop in front of Kenny, and Kenny did exactly what he needed to do with that bubble of air and just pushed right on by the 16 with no problem.
Down one straightaway, down the backstretch into turn number 3. They come back into the corner. Inside, Christopher Pendle. Now Balik will come back to the top spot as they'll go back into the turn out of turn 3 and 4. Up the outside lane, Zeems is under attack. He's got Bordeaux with him. The Tide 5 car is also there as they make their way down the straightaway. Inside lane, open it up and give it back to Pendle. Or will it be Balik? Balik will go inside, thought to go into the outside. Now he goes to the middle lane. Pendle like a coiled cobra ready to strike on his prey to the inside of the racetrack. And that battle going on into turn 1. They're single file, but again, they got to respect one another because if he gets under that car, he'll push him up the track, and then we could see a wreck happen. Great respect, great, what's the word I'm thinking right now? Patience by these drivers, not pushing it to that limit yet, Brandon, as they go to 3.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of contact between Kenny and Christopher going into 1. Nothing really major, just got them out of line a little bit, but they look like they're working really well together now, Wesley.
Let's see how this all goes again as they'll make their way off of turn number 4. Pendle goes up the racetrack now. He's up most of the fence. To the middle lane is Zeems. Inside is Balik. And now they're going to open up the door for Bordeaux to go to the inside in the middle of the lane. Hot knife through butter, threading the needle, if you will. Carry the 5 with him. Carry another car with him. Here we go. Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle. To the inside, to the outside. What lane do you go? Seems to the lead now as they go single file back 1 and 2 and a 3.
Yeah, Wesley, it looked like we had some guys in the back that were really courteous to Christopher there. Let him in rather than fall, I don't know how many positions farther back, but that could have ended a lot worse for him. He'd had a real challenge on his hands to get back to the front.
Off of turn number 4, here they come, back across the tri-oval. Look at that 5 car. Shades of Ricky Rudd. Look at the Skull car. Shades of Throwback and Harry Gant. Moving their way through the field. There's contact. 5 gets turned. Balik gets around. Through the air goes Zeems. Collects another car. Bordeaux's involved. Several other machines. Arnold's collected in it. The 3's caught up in it. Smith is caught up in it. Arnold's caught up in it. Here's your big one, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez. Just under 26 to go. The big one here at Talladega in turn number 2.
I don't mean to laugh, but oh my God.
Wow. And it started, Brandon, by cutting off the air of another car. The 5 and the 8, they got together. They ran out of room. Shane LaDude got into the 8 car of Matthew Balik. And the chain reactions, hold on, virtually. And look at innocent Kenny Zeems, nowhere to go. Into the fence, goes up and over, flying through the air. Bounces off the other car there of Kyle Spees in the 36. We're mentioning him being 1 and 2 in the point standings. He gets collected in the big one. The 7 is involved. The 12.
Look at the 14, Wesley and Brandon.
Yes, sir.
He's riding on top of a car. Oh, now on top of another car.
There goes our Bob Ross colors. The number 12 machine of Stephen Ford. Job. The 3 spinning through the grass to Tyler Phillips. He gets plowed into by Lawrence in the 9.
Oh, my God.
The 5, Shane LaDude. Again, it all started. I don't know if we can show this to you again. Maybe we can show it in real time above the racetrack.
I have been staring at this slack job. That was just mayhem.
And the 5 literally made a run on the 8 of Matthew Balik and just simply shut the door. Here they come at full speed. Maybe we could zoom in a little bit closer on a copter cam instead of the blimp. There you go.
Listening to the in-car or the driver's chat here, Shane's apologizing. You said he just
watch this.
it, so.
Watch the 5. He had a run, closed in, made the clear on the 16 of Pendle, and went down off of 2. Just stuck it there in the middle. And it's amazing how fast we can stay here, guys. It's amazing how fast the 5 car, we're watching the way he's maneuvering Robert Moyer inside and outside, got up in the top shelf a little bit, got a little loose, speeds close in on him, and now you see the 8 car Malik go to the outside on the upper of your screen, the red car, that's battling with Kenny Seams, and here's where it all starts to come unglued as they come through the tri-oval. Back to turn 1, 3 wide, he ducks up behind Bordeaux's car, he gets a run on Bordeaux, he gets a run, gets a little loose, and Malik had nowhere to go, bounced off of him, hooked the left rear, and around the crash happened.
And looking at Kenny, just how quickly he went around, I had that same thing happen to me last night, and it scares you. You do not expect to suddenly be looking at the outside fence, and it's 10 times worse going this quick at a track this big.
I was going to say, Wesley was just...
Let's ride on board with the 14. Can we ride on board with Kenny Zeems? With 25 to go, the big one has just happened. Go ahead, Robert. What were you saying? I'm just wondering if our production truck for Freaky Fast can show us another replay and go on board with the driver of the number 14 of Kenny Zeems.
Let me get there. I was just saying, you could see how the 5 was getting so loose in that air.
Oh yeah.
So
let's ride on board with the leader. There he is. All of this chaos happening to his left, to his right. He's in the lead. Now watch what happens. Dipley, he's fine. And then all of a sudden, his world turns upside down. Brandon, Robert, he never even noticed anything coming unglued in the passenger mirror.
No, it happened that fast. All of a sudden, he was into the wall and said, probably, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, that is a very scary thing to have happen. I mean, being a sim, you don't have to deal with the G-forces and the impacts, but just that sudden change that you're looking straight and you're racing to, I'm about to hit this wall a ton. It's horrifying when it happens.
I don't even think he even was prepared to even hit that wall by a ton. I agree with what you're saying, Collie, but you know what I mean? It happened so fast. I mean, just a split second, all of a sudden, he's upside down going, what in the world just happened? You know, we all been there, done that in a sim. You know, me and you, we both rode, and all of a sudden it's like, guys, I'm sitting backwards. Like, what happened?
And here's the thing we talked about, gentlemen. Brandon Browning having a bad day today in car number 48. He's still on the racetrack, I think, inside the top 25 right now. In that 48 car, several laps down, if you will, 6, 7 laps down or more. Actually, he's about 10 laps down, correction. Tom and Scoring had to update there for me. He's still on the racetrack, getting points. It's a points night for him now, just trying to get as much points as he can. But with that being said, Kyle Spees was his nemesis right there behind him in the 36 car, second for the points. And now he gets caught up in a bad wreck. We don't know how badly damaged his car is, if he can continue in the race or not. He's fell all the way back to, I believe, you know, 17. He's 2 laps down. So this allows some type of leverage for Browning to get some relief there with Spees having problems in 36.
Yeah, it looks like some of these guys don't have any more fast repairs. So I think Spees, I mean, he's got a ton of damage. I don't know how bad his engine is. Engine damage itself, that'll pretty much put you out of the race. So we'll see if he can get it back out there and maybe maintain some kind of position advantage over Browning to gain some points, but it's going to be a really tough day for both of them, Wesley.
And gentlemen, another driver we were talking about, Robert, I'll bring you back in here again. Robert Moyer, our host and producer. Kenny Zeems caught up in the big wreck. Avoiding that wreck, Ken Zeems, now father, is back up in the top 2.
Well, I knew eventually they would make their way up there.
So some new contenders, if you will, up at the front, avoiding that wreck. Give a mulligan to Christopher Pendle or an attaboy to get out of the way of that calamity. It's Ken Zeems now, along with Jeff Vickery, row 1. Donald Scalia, Robert Woodard. He had problems earlier in the race. Remember the Superflow 26? Now he's back inside the top 5, along with Christopher Lawrence. Pendle stayed out of trouble. He's in the top 6. Warrens, Bordeaux, Phillips, Halloran, top 10. New drivers in the front of the pack with 23 remaining at Talladega, and the green flag goes back in the air as they roar to turn 1.
I think this is going to be a 3-lap shootout here, Wesley. I believe I heard race control still say they're going to throw that caution at 60. So
oh, really?
Now's, I believe that's what I heard. I could be wrong. Oh. I think you're going to see some guys really pushing it here to try to get to that position for that 20-lap shootout.
Wow. So we're understanding that they're possibly going to throw out this whole 60-lap green flag run, if you will, and still throw the caution with 20 laps to go and kind of make this, Robert, if you will, I'll bring you back in the broadcast, a stage race. 3 to go in a stage.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they would do this. I'm not understanding the reason behind it, but that's not my place to call it. I mean, if they're gonna throw it, that's gonna make it very interesting with 20 laps to go. Oh boy, I mean, you thought you seen action now as we only have 15 cars in the lead lap now here, Wesley. So they're starting to, you know, like Brandon was saying, some of these guys don't got, you know, their fast repairs left. Some of these guys in the top 15 here might not have any left. So how hard do you push it? How fast do you push it? When do you go? When do you not go? Do they have tires left? I mean, there's so much scenario here right now, guys, that, you know, just because it's 22 laps to go don't mean nothing, to be honest with you. I mean, this could get very interesting.
Drew Halloran a moment ago going below the double yellow line on the back straightaway while he was fighting for position, trying to get around the 23 of Drew Bordeaux. As they make their way back up the racetrack, he'll carry that 26 to the outside of Robert Woodard with him. They'll come to the line, 20 remaining now as they go into the corner next time by. We're understanding there might be a competition caution thrown to end the stage and set up for a 20-lap shootout on lap 60. There's the caution. They weren't playing.
Oh,
yellow
wow.
flag waving unless we got a crash somewhere. You were dead on it, Brandon Colley.
Yeah, it looks like the admin's there, so they went ahead and threw the lap 60 caution. I tell you guys, if you thought you saw some aggressive moves before, the closer it gets to that white flag, they're going to be going after it.
Well, Brandon can agree with me on this one because I know he's not going to argue with me. But Wesley, if you would go back and watch the other broadcast that we did with these guys, no one has seen nothing yet. Just wait till the end. It's nothing but good racing, but chaos. Like, trust me, it's been crazy watching the endings of these races with these guys because it's no holds barred with these guys at the end, man. These guys go for it. I mean, they don't play around no more.
They tighten up that virtual seatbelt, if you will,
Yeah.
and that helmet, and all that circulation goes to their head, and they go crazy.
Yeah, they really do. Now, I don't like to do it up in the broadcast because you've been doing enough of broadcasts, Wesley, here. Normally we call, you know, a driver out there of who do you think is going to win the race. I have to, and I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, Jeff, but I got the funnel cake. I got to go with the funnel cake 17. I mean, I have to. So win, damn it.
Brandon Colley, who you riding with?
I think Ken.
No.
Ken's got a good chance at
Really?
it. But
Come on. What
yeah.
about the funnel cake? Come on, funnel
cakes are good and all, but you know they don't
Come on.
They don't win you a lot of races. They can get you a lot of cautions, but
and boy, what was the word I was just trying to say now? Cholesterol.
Cholesterol?
Anyways, yeah, they're high in fat. It's grease. Makes your cholesterol go up if you eat too many funnel cakes. It's actually bad for you.
well, for the stress that these races put on your heart, some of you might end up having a heart attack out there before this is over. Jesus.
That's why you follow the 34 and you didn't drink some Jim Beam before you go.
Well, okay. We got your pick. You're picking Vickery there in the funnel cake ride. Brandon, who are you riding with for the checkered flag to decide the winner?
I'd like to say Ken Zeems, but it'll be hard to tell until we get to about 5 to go.
Oh, you can't
honestly,
do that.
You can't do that. Come on.
I don't think anybody in the top 5 with 5 to go. I don't think they're going to be the one to win.
Oh wow!
I'll tell you who my pick is to win, but I don't know if it'll last. Christopher Pendle. That man's impressed me all night in the number 16 car. 16. The Ford Performance Motorcraft entry, as we still show on the monitor, Jeff Vickery, who currently just made a pit stop, and he's in the top 10. But there's my pick, the man out of the Buckeye State, man. Beautiful looking car, looks good, staying out of trouble, Christopher Pendle. And a wild card would be, for me, Christopher Lawrence in the 9.
Now,
Good
Wesley,
picks.
I don't know if you saw during that last caution how lucky Pendle got that he made it through the center of all that unscathed.
No, we did not see that. But I'm looking at this here real quick, guys. The top 4 did not pit. They pitted on lap 55. Then we had the 49 of Dennis pitted on lap 56. And everybody else on back through pitted on lap 61. How many drivers have a set of tires left? And how many drivers don't have a set of tires left? So are these top 5 banking on maybe another yellow to be able to get tires, or are they staying out there for track position?
If it was me, I wouldn't worry too much about the tires. They're good if you need to make really aggressive moves. It's just that added stability and confidence. But if you pit late and get stuck in the back, it's going to be very difficult to get back to the front. So I'd stay with the track position. Okay.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have, what, about 17 to go here tonight with the eNascar Outlaw League. If you got anybody out there as new to iRacing or is looking for a league, they race on ARCAs on Monday night. Tuesday night is the trucks, also broadcasted to you by Freaky Fast. They do the Cup Series on Wednesday nights, and then they used to do the Wheelers on Thursdays, but that series got canceled. Not enough interest in it. But anybody's out there looking, to join the league, make sure you check these guys out on Facebook at eNascar Outlaw League, or go to the iRacing portal page under the league page at iRacing.com and look up eNascar Outlaw League and apply for the league and come out and join and let us call your name and see what you can do with these guys.
And now Freaky Fast Broadcasting. What all broadcasting do you do, Mr. Moyer?
Monday night we have these guys, of course. Tuesday night is these guys. Wednesday nights, I can't say, but we're booked Wednesday night. Can't say that for another 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
And then Thursday night we got Gulf Coast IndyCar Series. Friday nights,
IndyCars.
Yep, Friday nights we are off because that's wifey night.
And that's then, real racing night. Hello, I'm really in a real broadcast booth somewhere announcing a race across the country. So,
well, there you go. There you go.
Maybe during the winter time, maybe. I don't know.
Right. And then Saturday night, we are with World Series of Sim Racing League. They start up in 2 weeks. This Saturday, we got a special event going on. Gulf Coast Indy Series is running a special Indy 500 race that we are broadcasting this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Race winner gets $50. Second place gets $30. Third place gets $20. There's cash and prizes involved into it. There's 4 different leagues involved into it.
Holy cow, that might be up my alley. We might need to talk about broadcasting that IndyCar race. I love IndyCars.
Yeah,
Robert.
2 p.m. we're broadcasting that. And then Sunday night we got Sim Racing Unleashed. And then we call them with the Cup car. So we're booked all week. We got a special.
That's awesome.
We got a special event coming up in October called the Halloween Bash. So that will be soon posted out on Facebook at Freaky Fast. But
well, I got a feeling Halloween. I got a feeling Halloween is about to come here early for the drivers of this eNascar Outlaw League here at Talladega, because we have less than 17 laps to go as they make their way back to the restart box. You can see they're at a snail's pace, if you will, intently waiting for the green flag. We're back underway here at Talladega. Let's see what happens. Brandon Colley, Katie bar the door there in turn 1.
Yeah, Halloween coming early, that's no joke there, because a lot of these guys in the front, the heart rate's going to be up and stuff's about to get really scary.
I think so. We're watching them as they work their way on the restart. 63 laps complete. What did I say? Around lap 65. Robert, you said lap 60 is going to start to come unglued now, but through that caution, And I think it might have kind of settled everybody back down, but it ain't going to last for long. And there goes my pick, Pendle to the lead in 16.
Yeah, it looked like we had a slight checkup going into 3, Wesley. Couple bumpers to noses, but everybody kept it going, so we're all good there. Time to get back after it.
Oh, wow! Look at the 39. That's Robert Warrens. He had to move on the inside on Pendle, carrying up the outside lane. Daryl Arnold to go back to the lead in the Super Mario car. There goes Christopher Lawrence. There you go, gentlemen. There's my 2 picks. You see him? Winner and Dark Horse in 2nd and 3rd.
Say, going back to that move that Christopher pulled going into the tri-oval, as the 39 sitting in this race, I'm not going to be appreciating that. I'm going to be remembering that move for later in the race if somebody needs somebody to work with.
Do any of y'all remember the Kool-Aid Man?
Yes.
Remember what he always used to say?
Not offhand, but I do remember it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Here
right.
comes Dennis Warrens and Robert Warrens. They are 4 and 5 and 49 and 39 down the front straightaway. I was trying to open that up for a segue.
He's looking to bust down the brick wall to the lead.
Yes.
There you go.
The Warrens family right there in 4th, 5th, and 6th. Look at as they make their way off the corner. 4th and 5th now. Daryl Arnold leading the way in the Mario Brothers car. Here comes Pendle wiggling down to the inside, trying to go below the yellow line. He thought about it, thought better of it. There goes Halloran. He's done that several times in the last 10 laps. Looking to go below the yellow line of the 39 of Robert Warrens. He thought better of it, and they go into turn 3.
What happens if you mix Kool-Aid with Red Bull?
Oh, a lot of energy for keep staying up late at night.
Okay, I just wanted to say, because they're nose to tail right now, I just wanted to know how that all works out.
Oh, there you go. Got those Saints catching on to them segues there,
I was just trying to do a segue.
Yes, sir. You got it going on. There you go. Red Bull and Kool-Aid. Down into the corner. Here we go again. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Here he comes.
Oh, he got sideways. Oh, no. He's in the wall.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, there goes my
Going
pick.
around his Zeems in the 40 car. Bottom of the racetrack. The 5 hooks up with the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh.
That's Sean Ladude into Dennis Warrens. The 40 Azeem's involved. Caution out with 14 to go at Talladega.
What happened here, ladies and gentlemen?
I think he forgot to put the sugar in the
Well, the Red Bull should have enough of sugar in it, but
virtual overload, if you will, I guess.
it looks like they were going to go 3 wide. Oh, was that a little net code?
I think the Kool-Aid Man thought it would give him wings bouncing off the Red Bull car.
Well, it didn't work because he flew into the wall. But actually, guys, it actually looked like net code. It looked like net code. If I would maybe go back, but
yeah, and there goes the AppCar Sports entry number 40 car. Kenny Zeems got in a bad wreck, and now Daddy Ken Zeems is involved from West Seneca, New York.
Was the 5 involved into something too?
Oh yeah, the 5 car. He plowed into the Kool-Aid Man. T-boned him. Sean Ladude into the 49 of the driver of Dennis Warrens.
He's washing off his stains.
Oh yeah, is now. Oh no.
Oh no, Kool-Aid.
That's a big oh no.
And guess what, guys? 13 laps to go.
I'm telling you, get ready. We haven't seen nothing yet. I'm afraid.
Cue up the Halloween Michael Myers music, okay?
That or Jaws. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
Oh, I think lucky for Ken Zeems, he hasn't been involved in much this race, so he should have a fast repair, even though his damage at the moment looks pretty minimal. But being out front, any damage is going to hurt you. So he should come in and get that fixed.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I knew about it weeks ago. Kyle Larson testing the K&L Rumley Longhorn at a private test at I-55 Raceway to race dirt late models in September at Eldora Speedway.
I know I read that somewhere, or it was like a scoop somewhere, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't announced what, you know, what you just said there, but I thought I read something about Kyle Larson doing something down them lines. I can't remember where it was. It could have been a fake news on Facebook, but apparently it's not fake because you just said it.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good. I'm a Kyle Larson fan. I like that kid. Good guy. I'd like to see him back in NASCAR. Personally,
It's coming.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the, the whole ordeal thing. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, I will say this, as an advocate, a friend of Kyle Larson, and as well as somebody that announces with NASCAR had to do something in regards of what happened. I think they might have took it a little too far. But then when you have sponsors and car owners and people dropping sponsorships and business deals, you really have to step in and make some changes, and I think that's what happened. But I believe that there was nothing that he can't build back from his reputation. He's still a very popular, well-known driver, and if everything comes to fruition that I know in the NASCAR garage area, you'll see him in a Cup car in 2021 at Daytona at Speed Weeks.
Nice.
That's all I'm going to say about that. So, but yeah, he's going to be running the Longhorn late model, and he's testing at I-55 Raceway in Peevely, Missouri right now. Just got a text from a friend of mine that showed me a picture of his car, and looking really good, as I add. I understand he's turning some pretty good lap times around there, but 12 laps to go here at Talladega virtually. And my buddy Daryl Arnold from the Mario Brothers back up in front.
I like that paint scheme. That's pretty cool. I like his.
I love all the cars.
Mario has a racing wheel in his hand. I just get a kick out of that. Pretty cool.
The whole mocked up ARCA car looking like a Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Every time I see that car, I just want to go like doo 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 doo.
As Wesley's playing with his Game Boy right now.
Yeah. Hey, brother, I go all the way back to Atari, okay, fella?
Oh, me too. Me too. We're probably about the same age.
We're unveiling our ages now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm a young 21.
At least he's keeping it racing related and doing Mario Kart. Do you see that? It is Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario. I'll take it, Mario.
You might need some of that star power here towards the end to keep out of danger.
Yeah. Cue that music up. What is that? That's I think that's what the Kool-Aid Man needed a few moments ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
I would cue it up, but then we'd get nailed with copyright.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't like that too much, do they?
No, well, Facebook and YouTube don't like it either, so. But thank you everybody for tuning in out there. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the show here tonight with Wesley Outland and Brandon Cawley joining me here up in the booth here at virtual Talladega Super Speedway, 2.6 mile at Talladega, Alabama. I don't know where I was going with that one. It's just totally tongue twisted in my mouth.
Somewhere in the U.S., we've got cars racing.
Well, that's almost in every state.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
You don't have to be a NASCAR driver to be racing. Heck, I know people that go out in the backyard and take their, electric scooters and race them.
We used to foot race, but I got too old for all that nonsense.
Well, I used to do that too, but I broke my leg and now I can't run.
Your excuse is a lot better than mine. I'm just lazy.
As Wesley's playing his Game Boy right now.
Oh, no. I'm just looking at some of the points and looking at movers and shakers and drivers that can currently climb the ladder here as this race is about to come to the final 10 laps, if you will. And, I think Brandon said that there'll probably be a green-white checker for several overtime shots before this race is over.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be willing to bet on it. It's these guys, as soon as they get to the end where they can start sniffing that checkered flag, they're just all after it every single week that Freaky Fast broadcasts them.
Back for the restart. 10 laps to go here at Talladega. We hope you enjoy it. And Pendle going back to the lead on Arnold as they go into turn 1 and 2.
Now, it looks like we finally got somebody moving to the outside to help Christopher, and so far, just getting up to speed, you see it's pretty equal, but once they hit the back of the straightaway, that draft is really going to start showing on the inside.
3 against 2. I
Yes,
just
sir.
don't know if that's enough up. Oh, wait, we are under yellow. Russell.
Under the caution flag.
Okay.
Looks like we've got Russell Peets.
Yeah, let's go back on the replay here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, guys. I'm trying to figure out myself what went wrong. Unless we just got a single car spin. I know everybody zooming in on the 28 car. This is all the way in the back beside Christopher Lawrence in the 9 and that 34 car.
Oh, 3 wide, 3 wide.
Oh, this ain't gonna end up good.
No.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Looks like he ran out of room. 4 wide, get contact. And there you see, wow, that could have been a lot worse. That could have took out all those cars instead of just a single car spin on Russell Peets.
Yeah, not only that, he stopped it and actually didn't hit nothing. Well, good racing. Well, good racing to not wreck the car any more than what it already was. Well, he does got a little bit of front end damage there on the right side. You can see that it's crinkled up a little bit.
And that's a good example of this damage model the ARCA cars have. It's a lot more forgiving on contact than, say, the Cup cars are.
Well, that's that new damage model that they have in. You know, you were just saying. You know, it's very, very needs work. I think iRacing's doing a great job on what they bring to us. But there are some glitches. This is an online-based game, and there's things that need to be adjusted. And it's hard when you're trying to make physics and you're trying to make damage models and you're putting it out there for millions of people to play. There's always going to be that core group of guys that it's just not, something's not running right or working right. And then you got the other core guys that they don't see no problems with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that, excuse me, that's just, I think, something that's pretty common with game development in general. You just can't make everyone happy.
If you try, you might as well just get out of business.
So, gentlemen, I know we have, I know we're having a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Well, we're going to see what will take place with these drivers. Arnold is still out in front. Remember, Arnold got caught up in a wreck. If I remember, didn't Arnold get in a wreck earlier? He was in the big one, the first one.
Yes.
The first wreck, the mediocre wreck, not the big one, big one. He fixed this car, got a repair. Now, how many repairs do they get? 1 repair? 2 repairs?
I think I saw earlier watching Browning that they have 2.
2, yeah, because the 30 was in that big, huge one. Remember, he got caught up there with the 10?
Correct, yes.
With Christopher? Yeah. So remember, he got ran over or what, you know, and we went back and watched that, Wesley and the slow. So he's been in 2 pretty huge wrecks, but the second one was the biggest one. So he doesn't have no fast repairs. He last pitted on lap 55, so I don't know if he has a set of tires left or not. That we do not know. So he might be 8 to go. We're going to be, what, 6 to go when we go back green? Like Brandon was saying, there's no point of coming in. There's no, you know, hold your spot and go for the win. I mean, what are you going to lose? The race?
Well,
I guess.
Looking at, if he doesn't have any fast repairs, he's in a pretty good spot for that. Because at this point, if you hold the lead, everything's going to happen either behind you or you're going to be the caution. So,
yeah, I just always said when you're the leader, you're a sitting duck, as y'all know. Yeah, I just don't know if you want to be there with 5 to go. Yeah, I mean, you can.
And here's something else, Robert. I don't mean to cut you off here, but here's something else you got to think about: virtual or reality. If you're the leader, and let's say you pull away on a really good restart, your car's strong, you pull away. Well, here's the thing. These cars got to come to speed, virtual or reality. The 16 of Pendle, the 39, all of these guys can run the leader of Arnold back down because of the draft. So you can't get that big of a jump on the restart over everybody, because if you do, you are a sitting duck, and they're going to suck you all the way to the back.
Correct. And not only this, I know you don't know this, Wesley, but league rules is if you don't complete 1 lap under green, you go single file. But they did get a couple laps. But if we don't get 1 lap of green flag racing and the yellow comes out, they do start single file. So that's something also to pay attention to.
And I don't know how the like if they have to go single file, that changes your approach to the restart dramatically. Because if you're on the inside lane, the guy behind you on a restart, he doesn't have the space to make a move. But if you're single file, you're gonna have to try to defend all 3 lanes.
Right.
And you really don't want to be the leader then.
Right. I don't know. I just feel I'd feel more comfortable right now sitting back in 3rd, 4th position, and just sit my ground right there and do blocking. Blocking's coming, of course. I mean, that's just given at a super speedway with 6 laps to go. People are gonna start blocking, so you're gonna have to try to move her around without tapping into somebody, without running them over. People look at this as a game. It's not a game, it's a sim, but there's a lot that goes behind the wheel when you're behind, sitting in one of these things and trying to race it and try to stay clean. And I mean, there's a lot. You've been behind the wheel, Brandon, you know what it's like. And not only that, it's hard to see the car in front of the other car, so you got to follow the car that's in front of you and hope that car's not going to do anything stupid 2 cars in front of you, because you don't see it. You can't see it. You don't see it. Literally, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you literally don't see what's going on. You are trusting that guy in front of you that he's going to make the right moves.
Well, the pace car gets ready to drop onto the pit lane. We hope you've enjoyed this one. It's not over yet. 7 laps remaining, coming to the restart with 6 to go. With Arnold, Pendle, Warrens, Halloran, Scala, the top 5. Place your bets. Put your chips on the table. Who will it be as the winner here tonight for the eNascar Outlaw League at Talladega? A shake-up in the points for certain when this night ends, and the checkered flag is just 6 laps away. Green flag going back in the air on the restart. Look at Arnold on the inside. Here comes Pendle. Pendle there. Halloran is there also for 3rd. Little wiggle off of 2. He'll close in on Pendle's car. Thought he was going to go to the middle lane, but he thought better of it. Thought he was going to carry Rogers with him, too. The DuPont car. Rogers is back in the top 5 as they go to 3. Look at this.
Oh, here we go. It didn't take long, man. They didn't even make it to turn 3, guys.
That's what I was telling you about, guys. You can't pull away on that draft like we saw because they just suck you up. Look at Pendle and Arnold. They're suffering because of it. The outside lane is capitalizing. As here comes that 39 car. This is going to be Robert Warrens back on the outside lane. He'll carry Halloran with him, and they'll come to the line. It will be 5 laps to go. Halloran spins. The leader, Pendle, crashes. Several other cars get involved. Oh, man. Warrens is involved. Arnold got away from it. Seems is caught up in it. Wow. 18 involved.
Oh, my
pick
is involved.
There goes your pick.
Oh, man.
There goes my pick. There goes your pick. Oh, no.
What happened here? Let's see what happened. I see the 17.
I think Halloran got a little too impatient. He got a bumper and it turned him. Let's follow the front of the pack, actually, is what we need to do. Rogers got right there to the left rear and hooked the car of
who was in the front?
Halloran. I think he hooked Halloran. Yeah. We need to go a little bit further to the front. I think the 43 of Gary Rogers, not meaning to, but he hooked the 10 or the machine of Halloran and turned him around. The 50 car. And there goes your pick. Funnel cake spewing through the air. Powdered sugar all over the place.
Oh, he got rear-ended. Yeah, my
wow.
Everything got oh
wow. See, we need to rewind and go back to there, and I believe you're gonna see the 43 of Rogers hook the left rear.
Yep.
And there he is right there. I can see it start to happen. Look how lucky the 30 of Arnold was. Just missing it. Donald Scalia not getting good luck. He got collected. And here we go again. Ken Seams in the wreck. 2nd time tonight.
And there goes my funnel cake throwing powder all over the track.
Yeah, that's Rafferty. Or that's the
somebody
the
just
17.
lost the hood. Look at that hood go flying through the air.
And look at the 39 Warren's car flying through the air. The 34 involved again of Robert Babcock.
Oops. it decided to change cameras on me. I do apologize for that.
No problem. And a tough break, guys. There's my pick. Number 16, Christopher Pendle, caught up in it.
And the 44 of Alward barely managed to squeak by on the inside there. So he's found himself in a pretty good position for this restart.
Yeah, that mellow yellow, I was just ready to say, he just made it. He squeaked himself down to the apron. Just made it by it. All right, well, didn't I tell you, Wesley? We haven't seen nothing yet.
It's not over.
Dito.
It's not over yet.
Now, watching this this first lap go, I was going to say before the restart that it looked like Halloran was right where I'd want to be from a driver's standpoint. And I was waiting for him to make the move to the outside around the 39, just ride around for a bit and wait to make that move. It looks like Rogers saw the gap, and I think Halloran just realized too late that he left the door open.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors one more time before we jump off the air. Big thanks to ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Game2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10-powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, like a traditional speaker, the Gamer2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response. And it's all perfectly in sync with every game, with no additional software required. Amp up your esports sound today with ButtKicker. And finally, iPitting is a message board and a web tool designed for iRacing teams. It helps you to create an iRacing series board for all of your teammates and competitors. It provides for all of your teammates a clear vision of every data they need, including schedules, results, championships, and point standings. It is also a great way for your team community manager, which can use your tool to help out with social network and sharing for your team's achievements. That's, again, iPitting.com. And Freaky Fast Broadcasting coverage. Again, this is the Monday eNascar Outlaw League on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. I'm Wesley Outland, special guest announcer. Robert, thank you for the invite, bud. I know it came together at like the midnight hour, if you would say, or the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah, it was last minute.
It worked out perfectly. And Brandon Coley, thank you for letting me work with you in the booth tonight as well, too.
Oh, not a problem, man. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy having you here.
And this is not over yet. We still have 3 laps to go. We have still not officially passed the scheduled distance yet. And Robert, you call these normally overtime. What's the overtime rules if we have to go to overtime?
They have 1 green, white checkered, and that's about it. And the same rule, you know, if they get, I'm not sure why they're double filing here. I thought the league rule, see, they might have changed to the rule too, but it was that if you didn't get 1 lap of green, they went single file. Well, they didn't get 1 lap of green, I don't believe, did they?
I think they got 1 lap in and then they crashed, or they were coming on a lap completed and then they crashed again. So
well, check this out.
Yeah, they're saying it's 77 laps complete right now. 77 complete.
Okay. Well, check this out. The 34 decided he's not gonna come down pit road. Who is the 34? Roberts. He's out there running 34 with his hood.
Robert Babcock. Yeah, he's got his hood up. Oh my goodness.
I hope he's got.
Remember that movie on? Remember Cars? Whenever Tomato was trying to say, "I found my hood. I found my hood."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I always say when I see this stuff, Wesley, I think of the Ace Ventura. Hang my head out the window.
Yeah, I thought about watching that movie on Netflix the other night.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But all right, well.
Well, that 34 has got to come to the pit lane, because that's not safe for any of the drivers, nor himself virtually.
Yeah, I don't know how he's seen anything.
If this was a NASCAR event, then I'd be announcing they'd have already black flagged him quickly off the racetrack. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Yes, they would,
here we go.
There we go, green, white, checkered.
Green flag.
Yep. He's got junk on his trunk and not in his front. Ready to come to green with 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go on the restart. For Darrell Arnold, Gary Rogers, Drew Bordeaux, and now Devin Alward. First time we mentioned his name, and look who's also back in the top 5. Matthew Balik in car number 8. 2 to go as they hit the back straightaway.
It looks like they're going to single file out and leave Rogers out to try. It'd be interesting to see if anybody hops up there with him. I think you really want to be that second car in the outside groove. I think that's your best chance to win.
Down the back stretch into turn number 3. Here comes that 30 car, Darrell Arnold. He's leading the pack. Look at him. He got so many opportunities to get collected in accidents. He was involved in an earlier caution, and now he's back at the front. From the outhouse to the penthouse, if you will, for Darrell Arnold in car number 30. But here comes Gary Rogers in the throwback Jeff Gordon colors. Here comes victory. Funnel cake time at the Carnival, Talladega. They're going to come to the line. White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Here we go. Next lap ends the race. Wreckers or checkers. They took the white flag. Back straight away. Nobody breaks out of line. It's still Arnold on the inside, but look at how crazy they're getting. 3 wide, 4 wide, any kind of way ride. They make contact. 4 wide, in the 5 wide. They're crashing. Look out. Oh, no.
Oh, my.
Darrell Arnold is going to win this race after a demolition derby in turn number 3. That's the only way to describe it. Or will he? Shot to the outside by the 44. This is Devin Howard. He's got to jump. Mellow yellow time over Nintendo Mario. He'll get him. Checkered flag. Devin Howard will win this race over Darrell Arnold. Wow.
400s. I don't even know if we can go back and watch the wreck either.
Wow.
Oh, my
Gentlemen,
goodness.
I'm going to bed. Good night. What a finish.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. What a finish. Devin Howard wins this race in the Frank Kimmel colors throwback. Frank Kimmel Jr. throwback colors.
Wow.
Darrell Arnold will finish in 2nd spot. Christopher Lawrence will finish 3rd. And I swear, in all of my years of announcing esports, that is the biggest wreck I have ever seen coming to the checkered flag. In turn 3, all bets were off. It became a demolition derby.
Yeah, I would go back and watch the replay, but there's so many cars involved, I don't even know where to go.
Oh, the entire field's collected. There's got to be at least 15 cars involved. I mean, it was literally a smash to pass, if you will. And Devin Howard has won this race. Wow.
Didn't I tell you? I said it. Yeah, every week these guys put on one heck of a show at the end. You never know what's gonna happen. But all right, well, we will be right back as we get ready to get everybody ready for the post-race interviews. I know Wesley ain't gonna be able to hop over on Discord as his audio doesn't like Discord, but that's fine. We'll be right back. We'll get everybody for post-race interviews, and then we will get ready to sign off. But we'll be right back. All right, we are back here with eNascar Outlaw League as we're getting ready to have our interview here with the top three of Devin, Daryl, and Tyler. Wow, number 3 finally pulled it out there, finishes in 3rd there, Brandon. So what a bounce back for him after being caught up in a wreck or two earlier in this race.
Yeah, it was a really good show, and he put himself in a really good position and managed to work his way through that wreck at the end there to come out in 3rd place.
10-4, 10-4. All right, well, we'll bring him up. If you want to interview the top 2, and I can take the winner if you want me to.
Sure, that works.
All righty, all right. Well, here's Tyler, and we'll bring him up.
Hey, Tyler, it's Brandon in the booth. How's it going? Tyler, you got a copy, bud?
Your mic's, you're lit up, but then nothing.
Oh, there was something.
All right. Well, it looks like Tyler's having a little bit of audio problems here tonight. We know how that feels as he moves on himself out, but that's okay. We will bring up our 2nd place finisher in that 30 Mario Kart. And have an interview here with Daryl here. So we'll bring up Daryl. All right. And 2nd place, there you go, Brandon.
Hey, Daryl, it's Brandon in the booth. How's it going?
Hey, good.
Oh.
Now, that was a crazy race. We saw you got involved in a wreck early on. What was your thought process going through the race to get yourself in a position to possibly win?
Well, we had a strategy going in with the built-in caution there, that admin caution that we were going to try to hit just before that and try to make the rest of the way on fuel. So we were practicing fuel conservation during the cautions. And we were pretty confident that was going to work as long as we could stay up front. Earlier, we'd actually planned to stay in the back and stay out of trouble until late. We ended up with a good car, a fast car, and ended up in the lead pack for a while.
Yeah, we were as we were calling the race, watching you make your way back up through the field and commenting on your Mario scheme there, having a good bit of fun with that. That last restart, found yourself in the lead. With the wreck happening behind you, did you see any of that in your mirror?
I did, and I had a spotter tonight, so that helped a little bit. He was calling that out for me. To be honest with you, the car was a little damaged by the end of it. It took about a minute and a half of repairs late in the race, so we were a little off pace, so that crashing behind us was unfortunate for others, unfortunate for us.
Yeah, and watching it, it just was you and Alward that managed to get away from that caution with a chance to win. As you guys were coming through 3 and 4, what were you thinking to do to try to hold him off?
Well, to be honest with you, I really wanted to win that. It probably would have been my best opportunity this year to win the league race. I'm fairly new to iRacing, about 3.5 months now, so that would have been huge. So I was really nervous, anxious about that. But I had a decision to either try to block Devin or try to side draft him to maybe edge him out. But with a little bit of damage, that was happening to get such a monster run.
Well, it was a really good race, all things considered. Coming back for a nice 2nd place finish in that Mario Kart machine. Looking forward to seeing if we can find you in victory lane here before too long. Is there anybody you would like to say thank you to, give a shout out, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys for the broadcast, y'all do a heck of a job. Enjoy watching them. Outlaw Racing League and all the admins. We gave them a very hard time tonight, so apologies to them. A lot of tempers flaring, and I'd like to thank my spotter, Jester. He did a good job tonight for me.
All right, well, thank you, buddy. Enjoy your 2nd place race, and we'll see you. I don't know if you race on Tuesdays?
No.
Wednesday.
Okay, you race on Wednesday. So we will see you again next Monday.
All right. Talk to you later.
Have a good one.
All right, that is our 2nd place finish there, Daryl, in that Mario Kart. Awesome paint scheme, love that. But all right, well, we are going to bring up Devin. Squeaks out the win after that big last wreck there, Brandon. I don't even know what to say to this guy. He played the cards right. He stayed out of the way. He rode in the back, and he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, sometimes it's not going to be the guy that you see the most of or you talk the most about. Sometimes it's somebody who just kind of held their head down and made their way to the front when it counted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So all race, my teammate and I, Paul, we sat back and kind of let the race come to us. In the last 10 laps, we were debating: do we send it now? Do we not send it yet? And that last caution, I hit the brakes hard and then just gunned it when I saw an opening, made it to that. But that last lap was fun, man. That was a blast. Yeah, that final trial right there, coming in, teammate told me to stick to his right rear, and you kind of just rock it right by him. So that's what I did, stuck it, and got the win. Yes, sir. First win. Yeah, the race was great. Had a good race, felt good all throughout the whole thing. It was just about patience, I think, honestly. Taking the pit stops, putting in fuel, staying in the back, watching out for the cautions, checking up, and just kind of staying with the field and just watching how it flew. Yeah, so shout out to my team, T5 Motorsports, my teammate, Paul Henley, and you guys, Freaky Fast Broadcasting. You guys do a tremendous job, so thank you.
People can hear me because I got my stuff set up that I don't do the talking. Lee Tidwell and everybody else does the talking, so I was muted while I interviewed you again. So anyways, they heard you, but they did not hear me until now. I don't know. It was a good broadcast. We do appreciate it, but we had some hiccups tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you everybody for sticking around. And sometimes you have that, during broadcast, sometimes things don't run the way you want it to.
That's how it goes, Robert.
Amen on that. Amen. Well, congratulations again, man, on getting your victory here tonight. And we will catch you, next Monday. I guess you're off the rest of the week, so we'll catch you next Monday, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night, Robert.
You too, bud. All right, Brendan. Apparently, I was muted while I was talking. I do apologize to them again. I did that the other day when I had to fill in for Lee. I don't have my stuff set up for me to do the talking.
That's a bit of technical difficulties tonight, but persevered all nonetheless.
Yeah, well, we got it all fixed, and I do appreciate everybody sticking around. But do you want to bring up Tyler one more time and see if we can get an interview with him and see if he got his mic fixed real quick? Or
oh yeah, we can absolutely do that.
All right, let me bring him up and let's see. If not, we'll get ready to sign off here. All right, bring Tyler up.
Hey Tyler, it's Brandon in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
And apparently not. Okay.
Oh, well, we tried.
We tried. All right. Well, we'll bring up the final results here tonight where everybody can see your favorite drivers out there tonight, as we got Devin bringing it home and by 0.038 300ths. Wow. Over Darrell in that 30 vehicle. Tyler Phillips is going to bring it home third. Christopher is going to bring it home fourth. Fifth place is going to go to Dennis. And our points leader, actually, Paul, and that 29 is actually going to bring home 6th position. Didn't talk too much about him all night though there, Brandon, but he gets it in the top 10, so that's a good points night, especially coming out of a place here at Talladega. So, but you can see the final results there, rundown. I don't want to butcher nobody's name because that's what I do up here. I butcher everybody's name, but all right, man. Well, what's your final thoughts of tonight's race, bud?
It seemed a lot like typical plate racing, especially in these ARCA cars. A lot of comers and goers. Cautions really shook up the points, getting so close to the playoffs. Really good race overall.
Yeah, these ARCA cars were fun to watch. We definitely seen the way they handle out there on super speedway, how, you know, we seen the 5 of Shane get loose unintentionally, you know, and had that big wreck. You know, the back end just kicked out on him from the draft and the aero, you know, pushing him around all over the track, and unfortunately he spun it out by accident. But we seen it live, we seen it in slow motion, and you know, and that happens, and it's so hard to draft these cars. I don't know, to me, I think these ARCA cars are not made for drafting. That's just me. They're great for short track racing. They're great for 1.5 miles, and mile tracks, you know, 1 mile tracks. But super speedway, that's a whole different subject.
Yeah, it seems like in my experience that the ARCA cars, they're probably the most difficult, I think, to drive on the plate tracks.
Yeah.
The draft, it almost feels like you can run better in clean air rather than behind somebody. We saw a couple times where I think it was Bicker. He made a move on the outside 3 wide by himself, made a ton of positions doing it. But yeah, like you said, the draft just seems a little bit off in these things.
10-4. Yep, I agree with you. But all right, well, thank you to Wesley Outland for joining us last minute up in the booth. As everybody got to meet him here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So I give him a big shout out. I do much appreciate it. Brandon, second week on a Monday night here. I do appreciate you taking your time coming up here on a Monday night and calling the races. And I hope to see you again next week on next Monday night. And call some more action-packed racing here at the eNascar Outlaw League. But tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we will be live at 7:50 again here with these guys in the Truck Series at Talladega again. So it's going to be a whole different vehicle, whole different draft package, and a whole bunch of different racing going on. So hopefully everybody tunes in tomorrow night at 7:50. But until then, we like to say up here, Freaky Fast, God bless everybody. Love yous all. Peace out.
Bye.